Yeah, good morning, everyone. So, last session we learnt about all the storages. How do we transport data across requests and all? Next, after understanding how to deal with storage, now one more important is, so we are now completely aware of all JavaScript concepts. But in real-time development, JavaScript usage is not great directly for application because it needs a lot of DOM manipulation. We need to write a lot of DOM methods. That's the reason in real-time projects, they use jQuery. So to use jQuery, you need complete knowledge of JavaScript. Actually, jQuery is nothing but it is a JavaScript library for handling DOM, document object model, and BOM also. What is DOM? What is BOM? DOM is document object model. BOM is browser object model. In browser object model, what will be there? In browser object model, what will be there? Window, location, navigator, history, forms. So what is meant by library? Nothing but a library. A library comprises of predefined functions which you can implement and customize according to requirements, which you can implement and customize according to requirements. What is advantage of library is you don't need to write much logic. Logic is already written. You have to just use it. Ready-made methods. For example, in JavaScript, if we want to show or hide any element, what we have to do? In order to show or hide any element, we have to use style display none, style display block, on click. But what library will do? It will provide ready-made function called show and ready-made function called hide. You just apply those functions, it will show and hide. So without writing much code, we can achieve the functionality. So actually, John Resig introduced jQuery. He introduced jQuery. What is the main intention? jQuery initiates the approach called write less, do more. Write less, do more. That is the initiation. jQuery comes with a slogan called write less, do more. That means you don't need to write much logic how you're written in JavaScript. With less logic, we can achieve complex functionality. That is the main aim of jQuery. Actually, jQuery comes with the same concept. You see, this is the official website of jQuery. In this, the main slogan is that write less, do more. jQuery comes with this slogan, write less, do more. So what jQuery contains, how it works, we will see that, right? So usually how the jQuery works, the concept we will see. Actually, how you can write less and do more, because everything is already written. We have to just use them, and little bit logic we need to implement. I will show you the difference, how we done in JavaScript, how we have to do it in jQuery. Almost all real-time projects, their code client side will be jQuery. These days, they are using others like React or Angular or Vue like technologies. So before that, everything was jQuery. Directly JavaScript, nobody will use, right? So how jQuery works, we will see, right? First, for that, set up jQuery for project. Already we done that, because while installing JavaScript, while installing Bootstrap, we'll install jQuery also. So jQuery we are already using in Bootstrap. So already jQuery is there. So generally, how do we install? npm install jQuery and save. That's how we need to do. After that, so this is link jQuery to page. How do we link jQuery to page? You know that also. We have to keep a head script src is equal to node modules. In that jQuery, in that dist jQuery.js. That is how we can link jQuery. After that, another point is, so load jQuery library on page load. We have to load the jQuery library on page load. For that, what we have to do is, we have to write a script, and we need to define dollar, curly brace, dollar and function. This is how we need to enable jQuery. Actually, what is this dollar? Dollar refers to all classes and functions in jQuery library. You can access all classes and functions using dollar. jQuery related all functions are present here. So it uses a callback function which will load all the classes and functions. This is one technique actually. What is another technique? Another technique is, people have an habit of writing like this. That means you can write like this. All in the script, we write document dot ready, document dot ready, a callback function. We can write like this also. But the first one is simple. We can use it in a simple way. The first one is a simple method. So document dot ready, it also use. We can use directly function. This is the first thing. That means to enable jQuery, you have to do this. You can use shorthand technique. We can write shorthand techniques. So shorthand technique means, arrow function. So once jQuery is active, now we have to learn all the concepts. First concept is how JavaScript refers HTML, DOM hierarchy, element by ID, element by query selector, element by name. We learned various reference. What is advantage of jQuery? jQuery refers HTML elements by using CSS selectors. It uses all CSS selectors. We know all CSS selectors. What are CSS selectors? Type selector, ID selector, class selector, like that. Actually, it will be like this. Simple. Suppose there is a paragraph. How to access that paragraph? To access that paragraph, we have to just use dollar parenthesis P. That's it. That is paragraph. You don't need any method. Means get element by ID or query selector. You don't need any method. Simple dollar in the parenthesis, the element name. That's it. Now, suppose I want to access an image with ID as pic. Then how do we access dollar? We can access hash pic. That's it. Because IDs are selected by using hash. Suppose you want to access button class as btn primary. Now I want to access this button, simply dollar dot btn primary. Classes are accessed by using dot. That's very simple. You don't need to write any method. Get element by ID or query selector, not required. Just dollar you can access. Suppose I want to access an image which is present in nav bar. How? Then we write like this: dollar nav space img. What does this indicates? It indicates the image which is present in nav bar. We learned child selector na? Suppose we want image which is present after heading. Then we will write dollar some h2 plus img like this. Already we know plus is adjacent, right? So what is advantage of jQuery is reference is very simple. We can just refer any element by using the DOM hierarchy, right? Generally, JavaScript have DOM hierarchy, name, tag name, and all. Here, simple, all CSS selectors. Any CSS selector you can use. That's very easy. Let's see. Let's open our project. And in our project, already jQuery is installed. I will open this project. Let's open here a simple folder. I will keep a folder called jQuery examples. Now I am adding a new folder, new file, some home.html. In this, I want to enable jQuery. So I say home. Then first script, the script source, it is in node modules, jQuery dist jQuery.js. After that, we have to write a script. To enable jQuery, we have to use dollar function. That's it. Now jQuery is ready. So we have a heading. In that heading, I want to display some text. Then how to access here dollar $H1. Inside that, we want to display some text, text, and we will display some text. That means I said jQuery. And you can see automatically it is going to display some text inside. So that is simple. Suppose I am having a paragraph here with ID as title. Then how to access dollar hash title text. Say write less, do more. So like this we are defined. And you can see this is also displayed there. It's very simple. We don't need query selector. Have you observed? We are not even writing body load. We are not even writing on load, body load. Directly, this is performing the functionality at the time of loading body. So this is already doing that. So suppose we have to display text, then we can use all type of selectors. Here, what is the key concept is, I will tell you. So here, jQuery uses various DOM manipulation methods. What are those methods are nothing but see. DOM manipulation methods are nothing but we have text. It is same like inner text. We have HTML. It is same like inner HTML. We have val. Val is like value. We have attr. It is like attribute. So we have prop. It is like property. We have like so CSS styles. We have like options like which one is we have like effects. I will give separate category. Append. We have like prepend. So we have like append to. We have like prepend to. So and we have like options before. We have like after. We have like each. So these are all options. So these are ready-made functions, ready-made methods. By using the methods, we can control. Append is nothing but add. So append is add as suffix, add as prefix, append to. So this is add to specific element. So last item. Prepend to means add to specific first element. Before is add above, after is add below. Each means iterator. Iterator means it is same like home, it is same like map, or it is same like for each methods we are having. These are all DOM methods. What is the advantage of DOM method? We can easily handle the functionality. So we can easily manage the functionality. How the functionality works, I will show you. Means how these are going to work. How it is going to manage this. Already we know them. Only with regard to jQuery, we need to learn. Suppose you know here, I am writing, so italic, bold, and italic, and bold. Then you can see it is not taking. For that, what we have to do? We have to use not text. What? HTML. It is like inner HTML. Suppose you see, I am using one important point. See, dollar hash title dot. We are using append. So this is end. And you see that. You see it is going to put it end. Right side. I am using dollar hash title dot prepend. So here start. Like this we are defining. You see it is start. Prepend means prefix. Append means suffix. Suppose I am using dollar hash title dot before. Before is above line. And you can see it is above line. Suppose we are using dollar hash title dot below. After is below line. So you can see there is a below line. So you can add the items and display the items. Suppose I want to apply some style. Then see, for this I am applying .css. .css property name and value. Property name is color and value. What is the value? So here we need to define the value. Value is some green. then it will display that in green. So it is going to apply the styles also easily. So earlier what we have to do, get element by id dot style dot color is equal to some color. Now we can simply apply using CSS. So this is jQuery related methods, DOM methods. I will show you how this is an advantage. I will put an example here. Let's see now how this is so simple and easy. You will understand. First, we will have an array. Suppose where categories. We have all, we have electronics. So we have footwear and fashion like this, footwear like this. Now we want to load all these categories and display in ordered list. How? Earlier, how? We have to write map. In that map, we have to create element. Create which element? List item. After that, add data into that list item. After that, append list item to the page. Ordered list. Here, see, I am using categories.map. Read every category. After that, what to do? I am using a shorthand. After every category must be presented as list item. So we use dollar. We create li. In this list item here, we want to display the category. And this li must be added to dot append to ordered list. And you can see this is ready. It's very simple. Only one line. We are creating an element and we are appending to order list. There is no create element. There is no append child. Suppose I have a drop down. In the drop down, I want. Then what we have to do, same here, dollar. What is option? And inside that option, I want category. And where to append? Dot what? Append to. Append to what? Select. Append to select. And you can see it is ready. Earlier, so much work. We have to create element, append, assign value, after that append. But now it's very simple. Suppose if I want to add into a table, suppose you see here we have a table. Table is having a border and table is having a width, some 200. Now in this table, we have T head and TR, TH categories. You see there is categories. In that, every category must be generated as row. Categories.map dollar. How to create a row? TR. In that, how to create a cell? TD. And in that cell, we want to display what category? We should display category. And it is done. And append to home T body. Na? That means in that there must be T body. I will keep T body. And T body. So in that it will display the data. So generating a list, generating an ordered list, unordered list, or drop down or tables, it becomes very easy. Earlier, same work, how to do? First, we have to create a table row. After that, we have to create a table cell. Add data into cell. Then we have to add that cell into row. After that, the row must be added into table. It's a lengthy process. Now we can easily manage. That means now you see only one line is enough for handling all this. This is the example. We can easily manage our data. It is so simple and so fast. That is possible by using this technique. So, what is the advantage of jQuery? Without writing much logic, we can perform the functionality. Suppose I want to handle events now. These are all methods. Append to, these are all methods. Now I want to handle events. Actually, jQuery provides jQuery events. Same all JavaScript events only. But only the point is that means jQuery uses all JavaScript events, but it uses all JavaScript events, but have only event listeners, not event handlers. Only event listener, not event handlers. Only listeners are present. What is difference between handler and listener? What is difference between handler and listener? Handler is defined inside element. Inside the element, handler is defined. Listener is to add event dynamically. Statically, if you want event, we use event handler. Dynamically, if you want, you can use event listener. JavaScript uses only event listener. That means here, event handler is static and event listener is dynamic. These are the options. And dynamic, right? So jQuery uses all JavaScript events, but it uses a listener. How the listener works is simple. See, it makes a code also so clean. That means, for example, I want to write some click event. Let's see. So here I will write a button. So for button, suppose I say some hello. For this button, we need to write a click event. Simply dollar button. For that dot click. And click uses a callback function. And here we just put an alert, some hello world, something like this. Directly event listener. And you can see there is a button and hello world. That means we don't have on click like option. Just like this. Access the button, add listener. So, and define the functionality. So here, syntactically, suppose there is a button. Button dot click. It uses a callback function. You can have event as argument. So we don't have onward. We have just click. We have just change. Generally in JavaScript, what happens? So JavaScript. So uses on click. And here uses click. That is jQuery. And similarly, we have like on change. Here we use change. On focus, we have a focus like this. These are the options. All events will be in this way. It's an easy method. Now, how this concept works? Let's take one example. Suppose I will put this first one rough example. See here. Let's take a simple text box. A simple data list, data term. Here I will keep a heading. Product details, register, new product, right? Something. Now here we are adding name and input type is equal to text and ID as name. Another data term is price. Input type is number and ID as price. Now we have city. City have a select and ID as city. City is having option. So like option is like some select city. Option like Delhi. Option like Hyderabad, like this. Another data term. We are having some stock. And we have a checkbox. Input type is checkbox. And here we have a label, just available. Then ID as stock. Now we have a button. Button is register. So this is the page we are having. Now whatever details they entered, I want to display those details. On button click. Where to display the details? Somewhere inside the page. So inside the page, to display details, shall we use columns like? So we have a section, we have a nav, and we have a main. In the main, we will display. So I will give as product details and data list, data term, name, data definition, ID as LBL name, and price and ID as LBL price, and stock ID as LBL stock. This is stock. Then I will make it as data definition. Okay. Now another one, city, right? And data definition ID as LBL city. Now I'm writing a simple style. So section, display grid, grid template columns. Suppose 3 fractions and 9 fractions. Column gap, some 30 pixels. That's the design. Now, whatever details entered, they must display. Stock is LBL stock, empty. Whatever we want, we can display that. So on button click, we should collect the value from text boxes and present in details. So what is the problem we faced with general JavaScript? Lengthy DOM method. Right? Get element by ID and use. Here simple. See, for the button, we have an ID as BTN register. We don't write on click. So we don't write handler at all. Just what we do, go to function. Here, $hash. What is the ID? ID is BTN register. BTN register dot click. A callback function. And what is the functionality? Simple. $LBL name dot text. Inside it, we want to display $name dot value. Name dot value means text box value. That means whatever text box value is there, it will display inside name. So if you want format, you can use what? HTML. Similarly, next one, $LBL price dot HTML $price dot what val. That's it. Similarly, another one. So $LBL city dot HTML. What it is? What is it? City dot val. Means drop down value. Huh? What is the drop down city? Similarly, one more. Checkbox. For checkbox, we need to use checked. then actually here we need to display dollar LVL stock dot HTML. That depends on checked property. I am writing an expression. That means here I am using an binding expression, right? In this expression, what is it? Dollar, what is it? What is $1? What is another dollar? Actually, that is nothing but jQuery and string expression combination. String expression is what? Dollar curly brace. JavaScript expression is what? Dollar parenthesis. Dollar parenthesis. So here, what is the condition is hash stock dot property. What is that property? Property name. Property name is checked. Then what should display? That means here we are using an expression. If it is stock property, then question mark. I want to print here available. Otherwise, I want to print out of stock. Like this we are writing. That means it will get the checkbox. If checkbox property checked, that means true. Checked is true. That available. Otherwise out of stock. Now see here, I'm entering the name. I'm entering the price. I'm entering the city, selecting available, register. Those details should come. Some problem is there. It is BTN register only, na? Some problem where occurred. Let's inspect in the console. Not working. Why? On click only there. I will check whether alert is working. It's working. Somewhere in the logic problem is there. These are all IDs, na? Hash, 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 hash. All are IDs. I just given as type selector, na? And these also same, na? Hash, 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 because these are IDs, right? I missed them, huh? Okay. Now let's run this. Enter the name, enter the price, enter the city, select the stock, register. It should get that. So this is how we are accessing the data and display. I remove the checkbox out of stock. I select the checkbox, then it is available. I'm changing the city, it is displayed. This time it looks short. So that means write less, do more. So nothing new concept here. The concept is reference methods reduced. Without writing lengthy methods, we can easily access and use them. That is the shortest way, right? So here, why I have to use dollar curly brace? Because I am writing a string expression. And you know that in string expression, backtick is used and JavaScript expression is written in dollar curly. and jQuery expressions are written in dollar parenthesis, right? This is jQuery. It is accessing the stock. In that stock, it is verifying property. Which property? Checked. If it is checked, it is printing available. Otherwise, it is printing out of stock. This is the way of presenting and interacting with the data. Working with events and all. This is the basic example. Now, if you know this, you can implement all your examples in the same way. That means whatever you learned in JavaScript, you can implement here. So let's do one thing. For example, I want to access data from API and I want to use the API data, accessing data from API. Generally, two techniques we learned. What are those? One is fetch. Yesterday we learned another one. What is it? Ajax. Which HTML object Ajax uses? Which HTML object Ajax uses? Ajax uses a HTML object called XML HTTP request. Now, what XML HTTP request? Here, jQuery has more simple method. jQuery Ajax methods are very simple. How? I will show you. That means here, jQuery have some options. I will tell you actually first. jQuery effects. jQuery affects nothing but it provides predefined methods for CSS styles and effects. Ready-made like show, like hide, like toggle. So we have like slide. We have like slide in. We have like slide toggle. We have like fade in. Like we have like fade toggle. These are ready-made effects. So show, hide, toggle, slide, toggle, fade, toggle. All these are ready-made jQuery effects. These are nothing but ready-made CSS effects. So they have ready-made options. Just what we need to do is syntax. So we need to define dollar image dot. Suppose I'm using like toggle. Here we can define interval. How much time interval you can define. So CSS effects are easy. Ready-made effects are present. You can try them. These effects make it very simple for CSS. Earlier, what we do? We use bootstrap collapse. We use display show, display hide, display block. But now see, suppose I'm having another file. Yeah. So styles, jQuery effects .html. First script source node modules jQuery dist jQuery.js. We have script and a dollar function. Dollar function, we can write shorthand like this also. That means more shorter way. Now here, what we are doing is we are having a button. In the button, we have like toggle. Below we have an image. So we have public images, something. So width and height. And we have some break. Okay. Now what we need to do is let's open the page. So on this button click, we want to show and hide. Just simple dollar button dot what click on button click. What to do? Dollar click the button, it will hide. Again, click the button, it will display. We can use option like fade toggle. Fade toggle. I click the button, it will fade out. Again, click the button, it will fade in. So just by using method. Earlier to do this, we need to use show hide means get element by id dot style dot display as none. Again, display as block. Now we can simply apply these methods. All are different ready-made animations. We can simply apply them. That makes styling also more simple. By using jQuery effects, we can control. Right? So this is a simple example how we can control the effects. I'm using fade toggle. You try all of them. Right? Now, another point about jQuery is jQuery AJAX. What is AJAX already we learned. But here it is using $.AJAX. AJAX have options like AJAX method. AJAX have option like URL. And AJAX have option like data. AJAX have option like success. It's a function. And AJAX have option like error. It's a function. Like this, AJAX methods will work. So if anybody asks what is difference between fetch and AJAX, because fetch also can fetch the data and can return the data. Then why to use jQuery AJAX? What are problems in fetch? Remember, tell me. Some problems in fetch. The first basic problem about fetch is fetch will return data in binary form. Can we use the data directly? No. We have to convert the data into JSON. Then we have to use it. So AJAX will directly provide data in JSON. That means in that file, what type of data is there, it will return the type directly. That's good. Ajax returns data directly in JSON. If it is a JSON file, so conversions not required. Yesterday, what we done when we used XML HTTP request, what happened? Data comes in text. We have to convert into JSON. Here by default it is JSON, depending on file type. Another point is when conversions are happening, data is not secured because data can be blocked by firewalls. You know, in our computers, we have firewalls. Firewall is security that prevents viruses from your computer. That means your computer can prevent virus. You can prevent virus attacks using firewall. Generally, if data is in binary form and it is converting into JSON, firewalls think some suspicious data is coming, then they will block the data. But Ajax can flow through firewall. jQuery Ajax can flow through firewall, so data is not blocked. Another point about Ajax is fetch have poor error handling. You know, fetch will use catch and finally. Already we learned exception handling in JavaScript. Can catch the correct issue? Catch cannot catch the correct issue. We have to throw, then it will catch. So that means it is not good in error handling. Ajax is good in error handling. That means it can easily track the problem and report the problem. So this data is required only when you are using post or put like operation. Because when you are fetching, data comes as a response on success. So data is nothing but that is the data that you want to post. Which data you want to post, you can define by using data. Now see here, I will write the Ajax. Now let's do on button click. Here, I want to display ordered list. And on button click here, load fake store. So we have fake store products. So yep. So load fake store products. So on this button click, we need to get the products from fake store and load. Then it's very simple. On button click, we have to use $.ajax. $.ajax in that first, it's an object. Method is get because we are fetching. Next, URL from where data is coming. http:// fakestoreapi.com/products. That is the data. Now we have success. Success uses a callback function. We have response. Now that response is array. Directly data. You don't need to convert to JSON. Directly it is JSON. You don't need to convert to JSON. So then what we do, that means this response is nothing but what it is coming, products is coming. Now you know how to present. What is that? Products dot what map. You read every product. After that, what to do? create a list item, create a list item. In that list item, print the product in list item and append to home, append to ordered list. That's it. That means now what happens when I click this button, it should get the data and display. But we want every product title. That means what we will do, product dot what title. And I click, it will get the product title. And why it is using 135? Because what we are doing here, it is having some problem in mapping. Extra numbers are generated. Okay, because here it is having products list item not ended. Okay. Now you can see it will display that and show. List item is not ending. That is the problem, right? Now we want the image. What is the image? So just what we do, suppose we want an image. How to add the image? For example, IMG SRC. SRC is coming from product dot image. So width is suppose 50 and height also 50. Width and height 50. Then you can see I click on load fake store products, it will get them and display. Creating cards, creating tables, everything becomes very, very easy now. I will show you. Suppose let's present a table. So map method is same. Okay. Let's present the data in table. So I am using a table. So table have some width as 100%. Table have border and table have that's head. In that th title, another preview view, another one is price, something like this, and another one is rating. Now in the table body, we want to display rows. Then see here, earlier how to do. It's a lengthy process. First we need to create a row. After that we have to create 4 cells. Create element TD, ID, TD name, TD price, TD preview. But now see dollar here simply dollar. Here simply create whatever you want. TR. Okay. In the TR, what we want? TD, first cell. What should be in the first cell? Product dot what? Title. What should be in second cell? Image. So what should be in image source? That is product dot image. So width is 100 and height also 100, like this. Now what should be in next cell? In this next cell, we should have a product dot what? Price. And in the next cell, what do you need? So we need product dot rating dot rate. And again, we have product dot rating dot count and table cell close. And that this one should dot append to. That row should append to whom? T body. That's it. Now you can see when you click on that, it should get all the data and display. Right? Suppose we will give the table cell width as 300. Then I click, all the data will come like this. This is accessing the data and fetching the data. And this is a simple technique. This time our logic will be little less. This is actually jQuery AJAX. So we can use fetch, but fetch have some problems. So more better than fetch, you can use AJAX. More better than AJAX, React, Angular people provide more simple, more advanced. That's the reason technology wise, everywhere AJAX is there. And everywhere AJAX have similar functionality, but the way of using methods will be different. Why there are different methods? Because keeps on increasing features. Some people use third-party AJAX. Third-party AJAX library will be there. Some people use them. Third-party AJAX library like you have third-party AJAX library like Axios. So actually so many are there. For example, see, you search here simply in which website you have to search is Node.js, not Node.js, npmjs.com. npmjs is Node Package Manager. So this is the location where all libraries information is present. Here, search for jQuery AJAX. You will find for jQuery AJAX so many are there. You can see 369 packages there. And these are different options. You can download them and you can use them depending on requirement. Because some AJAX are good for forms, some AJAX are good for validation, some AJAX are good for handling interactions like single page application. Single page application means you stay in the same page and load content on that page, right? Usually these will be very easy for designing that. Earlier, observe carefully, I will upload that. Single page applications are very popularly designed here. That means, suppose you remembered when we learned HTML. When we learned HTML, we learned about iframe. That means what happens? User will stay on same page. All pages come into that location. For that, what we have done, iframe. In reality, I told you at that time, in reality, we don't use iframe. We use AJAX. That means how we design actual navigation bar. See, I'm using script. So script source is node modules jQuery dist jQuery.js. And we have a script and dollar function. And here we are having, suppose a nav bar is present. In that we have a button. Button is suppose a home. We have another button. In this button, we are having like shopper template like this. We have another button. Another button is like EMI calculator like that. That means whatever pages we are having, we are defining. Now Under that, we will create main. So now we will keep a temporary HR horizontal line. You see, it is going to display like that. When I click shopper EMI, those pages should load below. Earlier, what you do, iframes and all, but now no iframe, nothing. This is how real time does. They don't use iframe for displaying pages. They use iframe for displaying videos. So they use iframes for videos, right? That means what we do here, I will simply write the logic now. What is it? This is ID as home, and this is ID as shop, and this is ID as what? EMI. Now what we do here, we are writing the option dollar hash home. On home click, what is the function? Function is dollar dot what? Ajax. Ajax have shortcut also. We have like get. By using that, we can get that specific details. It is a promise. Promise means it will have, then it will have success. Generally, Ajax have method. What are the attributes? Method. Method is what? Get. And what is the URL? URL is nothing but it should get from that page. Dot dot slash public slash. In public, I think we have a folder called home page. Is there some home? So I will just keep some mobiles. Okay. Some mobiles dot HTML that I will give as home page. Okay. And what should happen again? Here we will use success. Success uses a callback function. What to do here? Get the response. Response should be displayed in main. We access main dot HTML. What we have to send? Response. That's it. Similarly, I am using another one. And another one is which click? Shop click. Shop click. It has to get which page? It has to get a page called shopper template.html. Similarly, we have another one. What is it? So we have EMI click, right? EMI only na? EMI click. Which page? We have EMI in JavaScript examples. In JavaScript examples, we have EMI calculator. Okay. That means it is not in public folder. Which folder? JavaScript examples. JavaScript examples folder. In that EMI calculator.html. It should display like that. Now you can see now. I click on shopper template. It should display that shopper template here. But here why it is scattered? Because we are not having bootstrap icons. All those are not there. That's the reason. EMI calculator, it should get that EMI calculator. ID EMI uppercase. EMI is uppercase. Okay. Now EMI calculator should come here. The home should come home page and display. And here we are having which one? Home. What is the page we are accessing? Mobile.html. I think in mobile.html there is nothing. Home is having which page in public? Something we can use any page. Suppose I will use which page in public folder. Suppose I said Amazon card.html. It will get that Amazon card and show. Why it is displaying like that? Because that is nothing but styles, bootstraps. We haven't linked them. If we link, all will come perfectly. So without using iframe, we are accessing the data and displaying. That is actually the basic approach that we use, right? So it is going to present like that. Right? So when you are working with Ajax, developing a single page application means user will stay on only one page. Everything comes onto that page. Actually, these days we are not using jQuery for single page applications. That is why people learning React and Angular. If you ask why to learn React and Angular, the main concept is to develop single page application. There, everything is implicitly Ajax. Internally, it uses Ajax. Now, what you do is, for you, I will give a simple task. Task is nothing but what you have to do is, we created a shopper example, fake store shopper example that you have to replicate in jQuery. Understood? That means in JavaScript, I given shopper shopping online. This we created. This we created. We can select and we can choose category. I click the button, add to cart. You get the cart items, it will display. This you have to design in jQuery. That is your work. So all the concept same, only change JavaScript logic to jQuery. Here at one place you cannot handle. What is that place is, at one place you cannot handle. What is that place is, inside card there is a button. Generally in JavaScript, what we do, we write on click for that button. That means you see in that, this is the button, add to cart button is there. Add to cart button is here. You see add to cart button. On click, you say add to cart. On that, we are sending product ID. In jQuery, the problem is, if any button is present inside another element, you cannot write event directly. You cannot write event directly. That is one problem you will face. How to handle that problem? Again, event arguments. So how to handle the problem is nothing but, I will show you. Handling problem is nothing. Suppose in a table or in a card or somewhere a button is there and you want to write logic for that. I will show you. Let's put a div. Okay. And let's add some code. What we are doing is, here we are creating $, and we are adding a button. And this is dynamically added. So suppose click and dot append to home div. We are appending to div. Now you can see, so a button will come here. Now for this button, we have to write click event. How? Suppose this button is having an ID. ID is what? Suppose ID is btn click. Btn click is the ID. Now see, I am writing dollar hash. What is it? btn click. On click, we are writing a function. We will put an alert saying that clicked. That is the message. Now you see here, I click the button, it says clicked. This is okay. Why it is okay? Because this is generated. After generating, we are writing the logic. And this is present directly in a ordinary div. Ordinary div is not a parent-child hierarchy. You have parent-child hierarchy means what? The parent-child hierarchy means table, table header, table row, table cell, like that. If you are having such hierarchy, then problem will come. For example, I am not creating button directly. I am suppose creating a card. So let's add some bootstrap. I will show you one option here. Link relation is equal to style sheet. Href is equal to node modules bootstrap dist css bootstrap dot css. Okay, here we are adding container fluid. Okay, to make it more perfectly understandable for you, I will put an ID or we will keep a main. We will keep a main. Now in main, I need to fetch data coming from API and display in a card style. So what we will do, dollar dot Ajax method. Method is what? Get. URL is where? http fake store api.com / what? Products. And here we have success. Success will have a response. Response is nothing but what? Products. These products related data we want to display in a card. Then what we use? Dollar. Here we create a card. Div. Div have a class. What is that? Card. Let's put a div. In this card, I am adding an image. So image source is, so here we have product. We need iteration. Actually, this should be written on products dot what? Map. We need to read every product. Every product we need to read. And we need to print like this. That means we are printing like that. Now in this card, what should happen is image, product, and suppose I am giving height as some 150, class as card image top. Okay, that's it. This is enough. I am keeping another div. In this div, what we do, we put a class. What is it? Card footer. And in that there is a button. That's how we design actually. Yeah. So this button is having class btn and btn danger, and it is having add to cart. Okay, so here we have an ID. ID is btn cart. Btn cart. Okay, now this should append to which one? Main. It is should append to main. It should append to the main. We have to append to the main. Now you can see here. So all these cards are displayed. Every image product dot what image. Okay, every card will have style. So width is equal to some 200 pixel. Okay. The main I will give the class as deflex and flex wrap. We are using flex wrap. Okay, right. Now you can see all the images are here. So flex wrap. Okay, right. All the images are here. We are using some margin. I am using some margin here. That means margin 2 and padding 2. Like this we are defining. It is displaying all these things. Right now what to do here is on this button click, we need to add that item to cart. How to write code for this button? What is the button ID? BTN cart. Here we are writing $#BTN cart dot click. We will use a function. What to do? Alert add clicked. That is the message we are giving. Now you can see I click on that. It's not working. But ID is correct. ID is correct. BTN cart is the ID. Same. Why? Because if any element is dynamically added into a hierarchy, you can't write logic for that. jQuery cannot write. Then what we have to do is we need to use another technique here. We should write like this: $document.on. Document.on is going to search anywhere in the document, anywhere at any hierarchy in the document. Document.on, what is the event? Event is click. For which element? #btn what? Cart. And it uses a callback function. This callback function will put an alert. Alert is what? Suppose some added something like this message. Now you see I click on add to cart. Now it is working. This is only the problem you will face, and that is the solution. Understood? Document.on. Right? This is the problem you will face. Rest of everything you can achieve. You try to design the same example in jQuery. Right? If you can do that, that's good. Otherwise, I will upload that example in class. You check. First you try. You can try. Any difficulty we are facing, we will check that. Right? Then in the next level, now we will see how to use jQuery Ajax for interacting with backend now. That means we will create our own API, database, server-side APIs, how they work. That we will see on Monday. Monday we will discuss about how to work with database, MongoDB, Node.js, how they work. That we'll see on Monday. Okay. Right.